Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is going to be titled, No One Cares. I want to explore a topic that surfaced during a live stream I was listening to recently. It wasn't presented as some grand philosophical revelation, but it hit me as one of those truths people instinctively avoid. It's uncomfortable, unglamorous, and forces you to confront the world as it is, rather than how you wish it were. The topic is simple but heavy. In the grand scheme of things, most people don't really care about you. At first, that statement feels harsh. It feels cold, almost abrasive. But the more you sit with it, the more you realize it isn't cynicism. It's clarity. And clarity, even when uncomfortable, is liberating. During the live stream, the conversation drifted toward people expressing frustration about their lack of friends, romantic partners, or meaningful relationships. Comments like, "I don't have a girlfriend," "I don't have any friends," or "No one wants me," came up repeatedly. These weren't complaints rooted in entitlement. They were honest expressions of loneliness. But they also revealed a deeper misunderstanding about how people operate. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not other people's responsibility to care about those issues. Most people don't care if you're lonely, single, or struggling socially because it doesn't directly affect their lives. They're not obligated to fix your emotional state. They're not required to fill the gaps in your life. And they're not villains for failing to do so. That's the part many people struggle to accept. What fascinates me is how often people behave as if others are deeply invested in their personal struggles. They assume the world is watching, judging, or sympathizing. They imagine that their loneliness is a shared burden. But in reality, most people are too consumed by their own problems to worry about yours. This doesn't mean people are cruel. It means they're human. George Carlin once said that the government doesn't give an F. And while he was talking about politics, the sentiment extends far beyond government. It's a broader commentary on life. You are responsible for yourself because no one else is coming to save you. Think about it. If a meteor fell from the sky tomorrow and wiped you out, a handful of people, your closest friends, your family, would grieve. They would feel the loss deeply, but the vast majority of the world wouldn't even notice. Their routines would continue uninterrupted. Their priorities wouldn't shift. It's sobering to realize how little your existence impacts most people's lives. But that realization can also be freeing, because it strips away the illusion that you need universal approval or universal concern to live a meaningful life. This is why it's so important to shift your focus. Instead of obsessing over who doesn't care, focus on what you can control: your actions, your goals, your growth, and the handful of people who genuinely matter. Now, I'm not saying no one cares about anyone. Of course, meaningful relationships exist. People form friendships, families, partnerships, and deep emotional bonds. Some people genuinely care about you, and those relationships are precious. But obsessing over people who don't care, whether it's a girl who won't return your texts, a friend who ghosted you, or strangers online who ignore your posts, only drains your energy. It's far more productive to invest in the people who show up for you, who support you, who love you, and who value your presence. And even more importantly, to invest in yourself. This brings me to a critical point: self-reliance. You have to save yourself. No one is coming to fix your problems or carry you through life. When you lay down at night, you're alone with your thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, you're the one responsible for your decisions. No one else can live your life for you. It's a heavy truth. But it's also empowering once you accept it. You stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. You stop expecting the world to rearrange itself around your needs. You stop outsourcing your happiness to the reactions or attention of others. And this isn't just about relationships. It's also about learning not to care so much about people's opinions of you. Too many people waste time trying to please others or seeking validation. You see it constantly on social media. People crying about their problems, hoping for sympathy, hoping someone will care enough to fix things for them. But ultimately, no one cares as much as they think. Everyone has their own struggles. Most people aren't willing to shoulder someone else's burdens when they can barely manage their own. I learned this lesson early, watching how people treat each other in everyday situations. For example, when my mother fell outside a store, people just stared. No one offered to help. That moment stuck with me. It showed me how apathetic people can be, even in situations where compassion seems obvious. Social experiments highlight this too. How people will ignore bullying, walk past someone who clearly needs help, or pretend not to notice distress. It's not personal. It's simply how most people are wired. But this doesn't mean you should become completely cynical or stop caring about anything. Like the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving AF explains, the goal isn't to stop caring entirely. The goal is to choose what to care about. Some things deserve your energy, others don't. Learning to prioritize what matters and letting go of what doesn't is essential to living a more fulfilling life. The truth is, everyone has problems. Whether it's the homeless man outside the corner store or a billionaire like Bill Gates, no one escapes life's challenges. The difference lies only in the nature of those problems. Understanding that everyone is fighting their own battles helps you put things into perspective. It helps you see that people aren't cruel for not caring. They're simply too consumed by their own struggles to focus on yours. At the end of the day, the world doesn't owe you anything. People will disappoint you, leave you, or simply stop caring. That's why it's so important to be your own best friend. Rely on yourself. Care for yourself. Build a life you're proud of, because you're the one who has to live it. No one else can do it for you. So let me leave you with this. Nothing truly matters in the grand scheme of things. And that's liberating. Once you realize how small most things are in the context of the universe, you can stop sweating the details and start enjoying your life. You can stop chasing validation. You can stop worrying about who cares and who doesn't. Focus on what brings you joy. Nurture the relationships that matter. And remember that you are the one responsible for your happiness. No one else can live your life for you, and no one else should. Here's a stronger, clearer, more polished, and much longer version that keeps your tone, but elevates the delivery. Take a moment to really sit with what I've said. Don't just skim past it or treat it like another passing thought. Let it settle quietly in the back of your mind, the way an idea does when it's heavier than it first appears. Give it space to breathe. Let it echo a little. Allow yourself to process it slowly without rushing to agree or disagree. Sometimes, the most important truths don't hit you all at once. They unfold gradually, revealing themselves layer by layer as you reflect on them. Let this be one of those truths. Carry it with you for a while. Think about it when you're alone, when you're scrolling through your day, when you're frustrated, or when you catch yourself expecting something from people who were never responsible for giving it to you. Let the idea simmer beneath the surface, shaping the way you see things without forcing anything. It's worth thinking about, not because I said it, but because deep down you already know there's something real in it. You've seen glimpses of it in your own life. You felt it in moments you didn't want to acknowledge. You've lived pieces of it without having the words for it. Give yourself the time to connect those dots. If you let the idea sit long enough, if you let it work its way through your thoughts and experiences, the truth will reveal itself to you naturally. Not with shock, not with drama, but with that quiet sense of recognition. The kind that makes you say, yeah, this is how things really are. And once you see it clearly, you won't unsee it. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moors October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.